All right, so welcome to this lesson on time series, which is another way of showing information in a graph. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk through an actual time series and I'll tell you a few things about it. So first of all, this is a time series graph here. You should notice that it has time on the x-axis. All right, this is going to be very important and will be the question in your reflection. I'm not going to tell you the precise reason why. I would like to see your ideas. All right, so time is always on the x-axis. All right. The other variable is always on the y-axis. So we're looking at this one here. This is measuring temperature as time changes. All right. So you can see here that the day starts at 8 a.m., goes through to 4 p.m. The temperature has increased, and after, 3 p.m., it's dropped down. So questions we might experience in this are state the time at 8 a.m. You can see that, the temperature at 8 a.m. is 28 degrees Celsius. All right. The temperature at 12 p.m. is, so we'd find the time here along the bottom, go up to the line where the dot is, you come across horizontally, and you can read the temperature from that, 33 degrees Celsius. 1 p.m. is here, so we'll go up, and we notice that it's the same temperature as at 12, 33 degrees Celsius, and at 4 p.m. it's gone even higher, and it's currently at 35 degrees Celsius. All right, what was the maximum temperature? So of course the maximum temperature is given by the highest point on the graph, which is up here. So we just follow it up, or we can jump straight there. We can see that it's currently at, or the temperature was at 36 degrees Celsius. All right. During what times did the temperature stay the same? All right, so you're looking for horizontal lines. So just to make sure, I will erase everything we've got on the graph here. So horizontal lines are where the temperature hasn't changed, but time has. So we noticed earlier that between 12 and 1 p.m., the temperature had stayed the same. So we can say 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. All right, what about a decrease? Is there any point where as time has gone on, the temperature has gone down? All right, we talked about it earlier. We saw that at the start that it was after 3 p.m. that the temperature dropped. So we just say after 3 p.m. All right, or between 3 and 4. All right, 3 to 4 p.m. Then this is where time series has a really important role to play because they're used across many jobs and sectors, describing the general trend in the temperature for the 8-hour school day. And this is where we just go, what has happened from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on the whole. And it might be helpful to try and go, if I drew it up like that from 8 to 4, ignoring all the ups and downs, we can see that that red line is generally increasing. So a general trend is an increase. All right, and general trend is what happens on the whole. It is not a specific thing. So we can be really specific through all this time series, but a general trend is what we use these most often for, to see what happens generally on the whole. All right, so to talk through a few things you might want to put in your notes. Time series data are recorded at regular time intervals. You might remember the one we just looked at had intervals of 2 hours along the bottom, all right, along the x-axis. The graph or plot uses time on the horizontal axis as the independent variable. The line segments connecting points on the graph. So there are always line segments joining the points. All right, you don't join first to last, you always join to the next point. All right, and the variable being considered on the vertical axis is the dependent variable. All right, so this is always time, and this is something else. If the time series plot results in points being on or near a straight line, then we say that the trend is linear. So you can see that this is a pretty straight line. You can see the same thing with the temperature. The red line was rather straight, all right, and it fitted. The blue line didn't deviate too much from the red line. There are other trends that are possible, such as exponential or other things, but we won't go into those right now. All right, so I want you to put these ideas into your notes, annotate them with a picture if you need to, all right, but make sure that you know what these words in bold mean. And the important things are that time is always on the horizontal axis and we connect the points on the graph. All right, so one more question we'll have a look at before we go any further. company's share price is recorded at the end of each month as shown here. All right, so time, share price. Describe the trend in the data at different times of the year. So this is where we don't get to do a general trend from start to finish like that, which we could say is a downward trend. What we're going to look at is different times of the year. So I could say from, what's this? July, August through to October. No, let's go through to November. We have a fairly steep downward trend, don't we? All right, we could say from July to August, it sort of maintains pretty steady. From August down to November, it's a fairly steep drop off. We could also say that from January through to April, it sort of maintains its value a little bit. It goes down but comes back up. We could also say things like from April, May onwards, it looks like it might drop back down again. All right, so these are generally things we could look at in different times of the year, and it's up to you to pick them out and describe them. At what time of the year do you think the company starts reporting bad profit results? All right, so if you were these people, when would you start reporting them? Would you do it straight away as soon as the drop-off happens, or would you wait? All right, and again, so long as you can back it up with some data, you can stick with it. I would probably say I'd be reporting in October, because if I've sat here in July, I've gone up a little bit to August, then down a little bit to September. It's not until October that I get the biggest drop, but that's up to you again. You might wait until November because you want to see 2 months of the same thing happening before you report it. Again, you just have to use data to back up your statement. Does it look like the company's share price will return to around $4? So $4 is up here. All right. Now it says in the next year. So we've got July, we've got May, June, July. So we've got to get back up to $4 in this 1 month here. Do you think that's likely? Yes, no? Information you could use to help you is to say that it's taken, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months to get down there. It might take 7 months to get back up. It might take longer. All right, there's all sorts of things you can do. You've just got to use data to back you up.